the genius is just to camp C-foam with spear, bruh.
You ain't even wrong about that, bro.
Yeah, just conserve so much ammo and let this do the rest.
Oh, sheesh, bro.
To be honest, I wasn't planning on making a video over this game, but I just don't see enough people talking about it. If you aren't familiar with it, GTFO is a cooperative shooter/horror game, where the gameplay loop essentially is going into an area with your friends where you have to make your way through rooms of enemies, taking them out stealthily as you move along, then a few times throughout the level holding up and fighting off swarms of enemies to get to the next room, then finally reaching the end of the level to face a final swarm or boss to complete the objective. In between these things, there's looting, lore tidbits, and getting your chest blown out by your friend's shotgun.
Back up over here. Get a
Spacer just shot me, I think.
But today I wanted to talk about this game and why I think it's special in today's gaming landscape. So to do that, of course, I'm going to divide this into sections, just like every other video on my channel, which definitely isn't just 3 videos. Whoops. From the get-go, this game is clearly meant to be played with friends. With the tagline, work together or die together, it can be assumed cooperation plays a decent role in the game. And while good co-op games is nothing new, they successfully integrate this idea of needing your friends into every part of the game. The most obvious example of this being in the main gameplay type, which is just clearing out rooms. In GTFO, ammo and health conservation are crucial to making a successful run happen, so in most cases, entering a new room yields 5 to 10 minutes of stealthily picking off enemies without shooting to not risk alerting other enemies around you. This is made possible by most enemies not having sight, and rather clicking and listening for you, similar to clickers from The Last of Us. To take these out, you advance with a kind of red light, green light system, only moving when the monsters aren't listening for you. Then, once you are close enough, you melee with the weapon you chose at the beginning of the run. Where this gets interesting is when enemies are close to one another or when you come across an enemy larger than the average grunt. When enemies are near each other, you must sync with your friends to take them out in tandem to ensure none are alerted. Similar concept with the big enemies, only difference is your weapons are focused on one enemy, but even outside of the combat, cooperation is in the smaller parts of the game as well. Your inventory space is super limited, so everyone has to choose what is best for them to grab. There's a whole laundry list of loot that you can grab in the game to help prepare yourself for the next rooms, so choosing correctly is crucial to a successful run as well. And this need for cooperation and communication on both the combat and the looting adds to the tension of the game, because it's scary knowing that if you mess up and alert all of the enemies in a big room, you could potentially die and lose an hour of progress.
I'm down.
I shot you, oh my god.
Which I have definitely not done. The biggest surprise to me in this game is how solid the combat is. Both melee and gunplay is practically perfect. When you take out an enemy with something like a spear, blood splatters all over your screen and runs down your visor. And the guns, dude, the guns are just perfect. They feel so tactile and grounded, with the perfect amount of shakiness and fire rate. There's a whole list of guns to choose from in this game, and I use the assault rifle and shotgun really just because of how good they feel. It reminds me of Doom with the way they handle, which is a really good compliment, but in this game you are definitely more vulnerable than you are in something like Doom. In this game, there's a real comfort in keeping your distance from hordes. Of course, if there are only a few runners after you, a shotgun can clean them up from point-blank range. But in any sizable group, it's super easy to get overwhelmed, especially later in the level with less ammo and health. But honestly, that's really good for the gameplay, by keeping you on your toes and knowing at all times you're 2 hits away from being totally fucked, so you think about where you are even if you don't realize it. To help out in that intense horde environment, each player has a tool that they can select at the start of the round. There's a whole list of tools to choose from, but in my group I play with a C-foam gun, which is a gun that shoots this sticky goo that freezes enemies. Someone always has a bioscanner, which detects monsters in unexplored rooms, and then our third will either run a sentry turret or a mine, which both of those work really well with the C-foam for area denial. And just those tools help in cementing the co-op nature of GTFO, which is great since that's the strongest gameplay incentive this game has. Outside of the gameplay though, I want to talk about the environment and the atmosphere of this game. I don't really know how this game is 10 gigabytes. It looks great. The fog effects, the lighting, the sound design, it's all on point here. And up until recently, I don't think I appreciated that fully. Because when I started playing this game, I kinda had a problem with it. I didn't find it that scary. Thrilling, sure, and it definitely kept me on edge, but I was never scared. But then this happened.
Let's run this, I guess.
Holy fuck, dude.
I don't see anything on the bystander, so I think we're good.
Alright, let's go. I just want to know what the hell's making that bang noise, and honestly, it's kind of scaring me. I don't even know if I want to find out.
Shit! Holy fuck!
Blaze, you were right!
Up until that happened, nothing like that had happened. We didn't know the bioscanner could just be wrong. We didn't know that there were monsters that didn't start asleep. We didn't know that the game was willing to have no grace fuck you moments. But I'm so happy it did. After that, that on-edge vibe was finally making sense, because I knew there were things to be on edge about. I knew it wasn't just creepy for creepy's sake. The game wants you to feel anxious. It wants you to feel relieved when there are no monsters in the room you just went in, and it does those things with flying colors. Knowing how wrong things can go makes you want to cooperate and use your tools correctly, and to pick up the right items, and when you do that, and you survive and escape, you feel like you defied the odds, which is one of the best things you can feel in a video game, and it is just done so well here. I'm sure you can tell that I like this game. I have some things I wish were different in it personally, but this video isn't a review of GTFO. It's me wanting to highlight what makes this game special, and that's where the title of this video comes in. While I played it, I never felt like I got the true Left 4 Dead experience. Since it was rare, I had 3 other people to play with, and I also had seen a lot of the game through its presence online. But I got GTFO less than 2 weeks after it came out on Steam, and already had 2 friends who bought it with me so that we could play together in a group of 3, while playing in a group of 4 is possible, but that's not important. And in that, I feel like I got to have the panic, chaos, and teamwork of those who played Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2 with their friends on launch, and for that, I'm so grateful. On top of that, the devs of GTFO are super open with their community about where they want to take the game, and their distaste for microtransactions, which is a way better starting point on both of those fronts than the game developed by you-know-who. And of course, like any game with friends, it's just a good time, even when you aren't running for your life.
Claire?
Yes. Okay, I guess we're doing this. We should probably wait for Miles since he has a scanner that literally tells us where the enemies are.
That's so funny, because I don't really
Peace,
care.
So yeah, I hope I encouraged you to at least check this game out. I know I'm happy I did. Hope you guys have a great day, and I am gonna go take a nap. Bye.